Amir Ofek, welcome to Telecom TV.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start with Amdocs' changing world's personalization technology, which is widely used throughout Asia Pacific. You've recently announced deals with Smart in the Philippines and Telstra in Australia. Can you explain how the technology works and how it's going to be implemented with Telstra?
So we're actually very excited about recently launching our platform in Telstra in Australia. We have launched there our mobile personalized portal, which basically takes the big pond, which is the web portal, putting it on the mobile and personalizing the experience. So our platform basically enables any user, like yourself, for example, to browse on the mobile and get a very relevant experience to your specific needs. So, for example, I would get a different experience than you would have, seeing different recommendation for different content, for different sites that you would usually just have to browse to get to.
Is it difficult to operate in a region like this with such vastly different markets, from the developed markets to the developing markets?
Actually, our portfolio is quite vast. So we can actually both accommodate the high-end service providers that are in need, for example, for the more digital services capabilities. With our Amdocs Interactive Suite, we actually enable platforms that enhance the digital services experience. And on the other hand, we have also, I would say, on the low end, very kind of small, easy to launch, cost-effective type of products, such as our billing start pack, that are easy to launch for lower scale for smaller service providers.
What are some of the specific challenges facing your clients in Asia Pacific?
In the developed markets, we see critical challenges monetizing the digital world. So today, after launching of 3G networks, after the huge investment that many companies did in 3G, we see today the challenge of how actually you monetize this investment. So, for example, Telstra, and with the new launch of our mobile personalized portal, is an approach to take to actually monetize better the digital services and enhance, of course, the customer experience. On the other hand, in places like Exelcom, for example, that see great demand and enhanced penetration in the market, they needed a platform that basically enables them fast time to market to launch new services and new packages and new deals. So they always keep up to date with the customer demand and with the very large customer demand.
Amdocs has been expanding for a little while now. Can you explain that strategy and what you're trying to achieve there?
We have made a series of acquisitions, and we've also invested a lot in R&D. We started with the acquisition of QPass in North America, which is still is the key provider to content management in North America. So today we service AT&T, Sprint, etc., all of North America. And later on, we purchased another company that dealt with a specific algorithm for search over mobile called Approximatch to enhance our discovery capabilities over the mobile. And recently, a year ago, we have purchased Changing Worlds, which is the world-leading personalized engine that exists there out today. So basically, we see this whole suite of products integrated into our solutions, dealing with content settlement and content billing as a full suite that can enable service providers as the very, very top edge of their needs in the digital world.
Where do you see this market heading in, say, 5 years? And how will Amdocs look in that environment 5 years from now?
It's really hard to say how the market will look 5 years from now. I think the market is changing on a monthly basis or a yearly basis, especially now with the pickup of digital services, application consumption, the introduction of the iPhone to the region here. So I think the changes are too fast to estimate 5 years down the road. I would say that in the near future, what we definitely see is greater convergence of billing. So we'll see a more convergence between prepaid and postpaid. For example, recently we've implemented such a solution in Beijing Mobile in China Mobile subsidiary. And definitely we see more need for that. So we'll see more prepaid consumers actually being offered with postpaid packages and vice versa. Postpaid consumers that are roaming or using data plans need to see a real-time kind of consumption of their data usage, so they don't end up at the end of the month with huge bills. So that's one trajectory that we are seeing. Another one I would say is definitely, again, around these digital services. So we'll see more usage of content, digital content. We'll see more demand for digital content, for applications. We'll definitely see, and now there's a hype all around the app stores and the usage of apps using the telecom assets. So we'll definitely see that probably coming along faster. And I would say that, again, the market shifts so fast that it's really hard to say.
Are you expanding your research and development capability in Asia?
We recently opened a new R&D center in Tianjin to serve the Chinese market. This comes on top, of course, of our R&D center, a big R&D center in Pune in India. So today, basically, we serve all of APAC from APAC with our developers, with our experts that are located around the region, from Australia in south all the way north to Tianjin. We have all the experts here available for our projects with our service providers, clients here in the region. And we see that, again, as a huge investment from Amdocs side, really in the future of this region.
What are some of the other specific solutions that you have delivered in Asia Pacific for your clients?
CS 7.5 is our recent suite. Actually, next year we're going to launch a new version. And we've seen a huge demand for that suite here in the region. So we've implemented CS 7.5 all the way from Reliance, where we've implemented a successful CRM solution for their CSR centers. We've implemented as well a very successful implementation in Excelcom with the full billing and CRM installation. Again, reducing the amount of time to market of their products. We've also had implementations in True in Thailand, in Vietnam, in VTN with partner management recently, and in China with Beijing Mobile with prepaid, postpaid convergent billing.
Where are the growth prospects in Asia Pacific?
APAC is definitely the highest growing telecom market today around the world. And again, I would even be more focused around emerging APAC. So all of the developing markets are definitely today seeing the highest growth. However, we also see high growth in terms of the new services from markets such as Japan, Hong Kong, Singapore. So, for example, recently in Hong Kong conference, GSMA, CEO of NTT Docomo mentioned that in 2011 they'll see actually over 50% of their revenue coming from digital services, from data versus voice. So this trend is definitely being, I would say, most extreme in APAC versus anywhere else in the world.
Is that a tipping point?
I think that will make a huge shift for most service providers here in investing more, again, in the digital customer experience, investing more in their ability to monetize the data streams. And that's definitely going to be a tipping point versus today key investment still in voice.
Amir Ofek, thanks very much for being on Telecom TV.
Thank you.